that was announced. And then also Munguia, who will be fighting Surace again. Chris, the upset to me of the decade. I mean, this guy, as I said before, Munguia fighting a guy who never fought outside of France, coming up in weight. 4 KOs, I believe, 5 KOs he had to his name only. Stopped Munguia in Tijuana. All right, and now they're going to run it back. This is going to take place May 3rd on that Canelo undercard. We got to talk Canelo. All right. But they're saying the rematch is going to be on. This is going to be in Saudi Arabia. You see Surace's record right here. 26-0, 5 KOs now. Going up against Munguia, who suffered his second defeat. He does have 44 wins to his name, 35 KOs. And if you guys haven't heard, yeah, it's official. Canelo, Scull, who kind of got elevated after Canelo got stripped of that title. Not sure how he ended up with it, but he ended up with a title. It just seems like it's a fight for Canelo to get that title back. IBF always on some BS, Chris. They're always stripping people. They stripped Usyk, they stripped Canelo. They're always threatening people, and I guess in this case, I'm sure Turkey had a hand in this. He probably wants that fight between Canelo and Crawford to be an undisputed bout. Yes, it's on again. I'm sure you guys have heard that it's on, and then it wasn't on, and now it is official. You know, Canelo signing a 4-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh, and this fight against William Scull will be fight number 1. It's going down in Saudi Arabia. Going to be weird to watch Canelo anywhere other than Mexico, anywhere other than Vegas, anywhere other than the U.S. But it will be in Saudi Arabia, and I'm reading that the fight will be in Saudi Arabia Sunday morning to accommodate, obviously, for the U.S. market and for the Mexican market. So we're going to get the fight May 3rd in the evening, but they'll be fighting Sunday morning. So we're getting Canelo, Scull, and we're getting Munguia, Surace too.
Well, let me just start by saying, Gio, like that. Yeah, you're right. That was absolutely Munguia Surace was the upset of the decade. I know that we made a mainstream vote, a casual vote this time, last year for Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, but for the purists, for the boxing purists, that was the upset of the decade of the year. And again, only 5 knockouts, Gio. That last knockout should count for like 30%. His knockout ratio should go way up just because of that one. But yeah, the big winner is Surace. Again, I'm sure he's getting paid maybe 3 or 4 times full to give Munguia a rematch. They know that they could have gone somewhere else. They could have gone, with some other name and lesser known name for lesser money, for lesser risk. But they know that Munguia needs to avenge that one. They're going to be paying Surace big money for this one. Most likely, Munguia will get his W back. Let's not kid ourselves. Lightning probably won't strike twice. If it does, man, I'm gonna hang this up, Gio, because we don't know what we're doing now. So again, Surace Munguia rematch, big winner, Surace, big upset, and that's gonna fill his pockets for time to come. But yeah, Scull, Gio, I don't really know who Scull is. I think this is the last couple of weeks was the first time we were hearing who he was. Feels like a mandatory, feels like a stay busy fight. But yeah, man, I'm not getting excited about that. I don't know if anybody is getting excited about that, but that's what it is, and that's what we're getting in May.
Yeah, so William Scull, 23-0, 9 KOs. He's 32 years old, allegedly, and I only say allegedly because he was born in Cuba. He represents Germany. All right. So, I mean, 23 wins, undefeated, yeah, 9 KOs only. I mean, yeah, this is going to be very, very tough to sell this fight, and I think Turkey's smart to make it in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people. I mean, obviously, anytime Canelo's involved, people are gonna go watch. People are gonna pay for it. But against a guy like Scull, yeah, that's a little tougher. Uh, I believe this is where he won his last fight to win that title against Vladimir Shishkin. I can't even say it. You see the records there. Not sure how these guys get these opportunities. But look, as I said, IBF be on that BS. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this happened, but it happened. And look, Scull has fought a lot of fights in Argentina and Germany. One there in the U.S. And yeah, I don't think anyone expects him to make this interesting against Canelo. Like I said, probably just a fight that was made so Canelo can get his title back, stay busy fight. Crawford's not taking any risks. Crawford's not fighting. The last time he fought was August of 2024, and by the time he fights Canelo, it's going to be about 13 months that he's last stepped in the ring. But that's Crawford. He doesn't take risks. He wants to secure the bag. Canelo's going to stay busy, get that fight going, get paid, and then fight Crawford in September.
Yeah, again, for Scull, I think the only thing that they can kind of try to market is he's Cuban. And I guess the one opponent that Canelo has a win that people thought that he struggled a little bit or he wasn't his most dominant self was against Eddie Lara many, many years ago. But outside of that, again, I think Scull just not a whole lot of name recognition, not a lot of experience. Again, he probably has a great style from that Cuban amateur and all that background. But again, this is Canelo. This is one of the type of assignments, in boxing. So I don't see him posing a lot of risk unless Canelo gets old overnight. Again, he could very much, I mean, again, crazier stuff has happened in boxing, but I don't see it happening if Scull is somehow able to outbox him and, pull off this monumentous upset. I'd be shocked, but I don't see it happening. Again, I don't expect us to get, say, a Austin Trout, Miguel Cotto kind of fight. Again, don't know too much about Scull, but nothing says that he's gonna, pull off this shocker, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that's that. I was more kind of intrigued and surprised by the Munguia announcement, who's now training with the Canelo team. All right, they announced that recently, and then I'm sure you guys saw the videos of him working with Canelo in the ring. So he's now with Eddie Reynoso. So Eddie will be busy that night.